Okay, the stream is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We, once I start the backup audio, are going to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jason Banks as Rowan Gregor. Paul Weimer as Ale. Should I say double Hugo nominated Paul Weimer? David Archambault as Wilfred Cole. Lee Burdett as Iggy. Nobilis as Marcher Northwind. And Spence as Smaragd Nachtmere. So, last time, the party accomplished something pretty profound. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say basically what you did is you united the two clans of Goliaths. You ended their feud. Yes, yes, to clarify, they are not now one clan instead of two, but they are no longer feuding and fighting with each other. There's a shared recognition between them that it is better for them to be on the same side instead of opposing sides, and for that matter, that the Goliaths in general maybe need to start looking at helping some of the other non-Goliath races in Icewind Dale as well, because there is a larger common foe in the Frostmaiden that is going to kill them all if she is not opposed. And so, well done, everyone, on that. And you all got to level up at the end of the last session. And so you also received Marcher, as part of leading this effort, received a special cloak from the leader of the Wormdoom Crag clan, and from the leader of the Sky Tower Shelter clan, received permission to use the griffins as flying mounts to get you to where you need to go next. That being wherever you would like to go, with the caveat that if you wanted to fly them all the way to Auril's Island, it may be difficult to have them just stay and wait for you if they're not attended, because they're not used to actually staying out in the cold. So you'll have to take that under consideration, but you have them at your disposal for at least one trip. And in the meantime, Valine Harpel, your necromancer, I was going to say patron. I suppose that's technically, she has requested you to accompany her in a mission to recover some items from the Frostmaiden's island, with the hope that they will, help her to discover this ancient underground city where there may be powerful magical artifacts to be found, which is her primary concern, but the idea that some of those may well be useful against the Frostmaiden in some final confrontation. Another option that you certainly would have been made aware of that Valine could suggest is that there are ships that depart from Revel's End that still attempt to make the dangerous voyage through the Sea of Moving Ice. And so potentially one of those ships could be contracted if we are not able to find other transportation. So are we prepared to head straight to Angajuk's Bell, or do you need to stop at some other location first? Because certainly, as previously discussed, I am eager for us to be on our way, but that does certainly include whatever supplies or equipment you feel like you would need. Yeah, 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 Marcher. You know that the Griffins they know their way home. So if you were to fly them somewhere and then leave them, they would know how to go home on their own. And in fact, that's the problem with the leaving them on the island is if they were not unattended, they would just leave and go home. Valine says, I also imagine with the amount of treasure you're carrying, you will not find it difficult to arrange some sort of a shelter for them. I mean, if your intention is to just march into an unknown island with several thousand gold pieces on you. Beline says, if you are looking for, depends on what supplies you need, the dwarves are less likely to have outdoor winter weather supplies in ready supply because they don't live out of doors, they live underground. Further, if you're looking for armor and such, they're primarily going to have dwarf-shaped armor. Her name was Fiona. All right, that's the whole message. All right. She says, "Oh, well, very nice to hear from you. We're in the difficult but I think worthwhile effort of rebuilding Lonelywood. So that's where I am." Um, so it is 43 miles from Sky Tower Shelter, where the Griffins nest, to Lonelywood. I don't, at ready demand, have a like a speed rating for the Griffins, but mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Where are you getting that? Just out of curiosity. Oh, well, there you go. Uh, so you would need to rest somewhere midway, but you know that's attainable. Griffins, huh? That's exciting. I always thought it would be fun to fly. I'll see you tomorrow then, I guess. So I. Oh, go ahead. She says, I would like to bring the kobolds with me if there is room, but I don't care about the sleds. I find that acceptable. I mean, you have already been granted permission to use the griffins. Yeah, I think if the question is just, hey, can you hang on to these dog sleds for us? I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, yeah. No, that they want the kobolds to come. Valine wants the kobolds to come. Just leaving the dog sleds is all. Yeah. So yeah, that would not be the problem. Yeah. Well, I think. Uh, mhm. Yeah, hers they were pretty big, and she also seems to do something that she didn't explain to you all in great detail that gave them extra endurance. But what Valine says is the dog sleds are not my primary concern. So, as you're getting ready to head back from Wormdoom Crag to Sky Tower Shelter, I think I'm presupposing that after this neutral meeting place, you went back there first. Um, but here's where there's a just a little bit of an emotional snag, which is that Keothi looks to Marcher and just says, I I've just gotten to see you again at this time when we're able to now have our relationship known. But now you must leave again, and I don't think I can go with you. I'm needed here. If it were only a matter of my that if it were a matter of courage or bravery, I would be there. But I think you see in her eyes a tremendous relief that you just get it, and she was worried that, like, are you good, like, are you going to understand? Are you going to think that she's either afraid or somehow letting you down? But you understand, and it's a tremendous relief at the same time that it's hard to say goodbye again for now. Or perhaps some dragon scale. You promise me that you will try to come back safe, and I will promise you that I will keep this place safe for you to come back to. She kind of, you say that, and she just goes, I can't believe the old goat gave you her cloak. She loves that thing. By the way, you should still not call her the old goat. I think that's too new. Yeah. Yes. Who has given you her magical cloak. But I'm thankful to her for that because it will protect you, I'm sure. Aw. For once, she allows you to kind of dip her. I think it's a little bit tricky because she is actually bigger than you. Yeah. Fortunately, she has the leg strength to kind of let herself go down and still support herself on one leg. You don't have to bear her whole weight. And yeah. Ah, well, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think you do that, and she comes up feeling your arm and going, ooh. All right, wonderful. So she bids you, a goodbye for now, and you make your way back to Sky Tower Shelter, and I think there you are given a note to bring to like it's this is a note that is not part of the actual clan to clan negotiations, but it's a private message, you're told. But Ogalai, the chieftain of Wormdoom clan, asks you to bring this note to Arn. And so when you arrive there, you make the arrangements that had previously been discussed. You have your conversation with Rahi, I'm sure, but you give over this note, and he reads it and kind of nods solemnly, and she has proposed something that I approve of, which is that it is time that you have a Goliath name. Do you want a naming ceremony, or I could just give it to you and then you have it? She has proposed, and I have to say that I can't think of a better choice. She has proposed Arvik. There is now. Unless you are rejecting this name, which is your right. And this was not something that she proposed, but I find myself somewhat shamed in retrospect, seeing what you've made of yourself, that I've denied you the clan name all this time. If you would choose, I would offer to you now the Akhenathi name. Well, at the risk of sounding like I'm taking credit for something, I think perhaps your in-between nature was part of what helped you to accomplish what you've done. So know, then, that had I to do it over, I would make the choice to give you your clan name. But I am glad that, with things as they are, you have made Northwind an honorable name indeed. He nods. Yeah. All right. So um, I think Rahi doesn't feel like talking. Like she is very proud of you and is making all the arrangements for the Griffins, but I think she just kind of gives you a look of like I can't start saying things or else it'll be messy. hmm all right, so yeah, you all prepare with the Griffins. I think you each have a Griffin, and I think that there's 8 total because you each have your own. Valine is sharing one with some of the kobolds, and some of the other kobolds are sharing the last one. I think that they are somewhat like you know what? I think that they just don't care. They just like they're almost more wary of other unfamiliar living things, and the zombie kobolds who are basically not doing anything unless instructed to do so just read as like neutral furniture. Hmm. Yeah, strapped to the griffin's side like saddlebags. Yeah, I think yeah. So Valine is sharing hers with the zombie ones because they're less trustworthy as far as piloting their own. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. You know, as you are all preparing to go, you can be on your way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, but at the same time, if you're willing to offer, gold or treasure in exchange, I'm sure people can find some room for them because it's yeah. Well, not to mention all of the incredibly valuable treasure items that you've accumulated in. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that is good to know. Why would that be right now? I was noticing that I couldn't hear the music like normal. Can you guys say something real quick? Interesting. So my audio backup here is getting you like so that's still working. Why wouldn't it be getting? Huh. Well, you know what? I'm going to let's let's briefly. Yeah, I mean, I guess we won't redo the stuff we've done already, but yeah, like because my audio backup is getting you guys, and that should be the same audio that's going straight into the. Well, so the music I thought was a Roll20 issue, but so yeah, we'll briefly stop the stream and see if we can solve that, and then resume.